And it's interesting because in a business context, people use the word leader a lot. And yet, in speaking to someone like you, the word master or creator comes to my mind in regard to what further there is to open to. Yeah.
Well, mastery in the sense that, I think I've sort of understood the territory, the spiritual territory, which is a much subtler territory, to a significant enough degree that I feel confident sort of talking about it and teaching others about it. So, but the master thing is, in this culture, it's so, you want to,
oh, I know.
You want to duck away from those kind of labels because...
Yeah. No, but in regard to each of us being our own master.
Oh, I see.
And our own consciousness can be the creator.
Master of our own domain.
Yeah.
Yeah. If that doesn't mean, master of our own egoic domain, which I think is an easy slip here in our highly individualized Western culture.
Oh, no, I mean it more to, if you will, take our power back, or to know that we are the master of our own consciousness, and that we can create whatever we want.
Absolutely.
And I think that seems to be the invitation that's really hopeful, even in this time of fear, because the media especially seems to create a lot of fear.
Yeah. Like, I know you were just joking about the flying saucers, the UFOs, and how to build them. But
I don't know about how to build them.
You don't know how? I know, that's a problem. Nobody knows how, except the Germans. But seriously, though, because, there's a lot of negative stuff, as you just said.
Nikki.
Thank you, Nikki. About the media is all negative.
You know what I said about only 3% of the people are engaged. Oh.
Anyways, but yeah, there's a lot of negativity out there. There's a lot of, just yesterday, I think on the show, or this week, we had people talking about the Codex, the international, stuff that's coming down that's being undemocratic, the police state kind of thing, I saw in Face the Music over the weekend, they're going to get rid of just stuff like, getting rid of Miranda rights in the U.S. Just the talk of it is just like driving me crazy. And I suspect you're going to say it doesn't matter. If we achieve that level of enlightenment, we don't care about any of that stuff. But
no, I think it does matter, absolutely. I mean, I think that's I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I sort of respect what they're doing, because I think it's an important cultural balancing movement that has to happen, because the existing powers that be would like nothing better than keep everything on lockdown. And so the fringe element of the conspiracy people, they're really sort of trying to hold the government accountable so that they don't, or the so-called government that or people in power that want to keep things status quo and don't want this new emergence to happen just because it's unexpected, and because it's unexpected there's fear around it. Like, what do you mean human beings are going to become masters of their own destiny, or so I think they serve an important function, but it's also you get too far into it, and it gets to be a little bit of a labyrinth hole, a kind of a labyrinthine sort of thing, and everything can become part of this conspiracy theory, and that's very disempowering, because then you start to feel powerless. So there has to be some balance about.
Yeah, because when I think about it, it's like growing up, right? Everything seemed okay, right? It's a pretty good life, at least here in Canada. And so now the awareness of these power structures through conspiracy theorists that have these power structures that have existed for whatever hundreds of years seems like, well, it wasn't so bad before. Why are they trying to clamp down so bad now? I don't know what's going on.
I think it's always been a part of human consciousness. I mean, even in tribal cultures, I'm sure there was one guy in the tribe who tried to get everybody to do it his way and used manipulation and coercion in order to do it.
And that guy ended up becoming the king.
Usually, but not always. Sometimes the king got beheaded when he became a little too authoritarian and didn't give enough power to the people. So I think that's the underlying dynamic that's happening now, because there is a shift taking place, and the political structures are going to have to change in order to accommodate this shift, if it does happen. The cultural values are going to have to sort of be readjusted. Like, everything's kind of has to shift and kind of get deconstructed and reconfigured in order to create an actual tangible physical system that we live in that is conducive to people, claiming that that there are these boundless dimensions of being that we can connect to, and we should do things to encourage that.
Okay, well, we're just about near the end here, Stephen. Is there any final thoughts you want to leave us with? Like something maybe we haven't touched upon that you want to kind of just talk about?
Not other than if there are any listeners on the show that are sort of interested in assisting the shift, that maybe they should check us out and see what we're doing, because we're always happy to have new people.
We? What's we?
The Global Awakening in Action.
The world
growing
dominating
movement,
force.
yeah. It's coming. Be prepared.
Are you? Is this an actual organization or that you're involved with? Are you the founder
my wife
of it?
and I started it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's it called?
Global Awakening in Action.
Global Awakening in Action. And what happens? How do we get in touch, and what do we do?
Well, getting in touch is through my personal website, stephendemico.com. We also use a meetup site because it's just great technology. So that's meetup /Gaians with a capital G. But, the label is used lightly, with sort of a tongue-in-cheek sort of sense.
Okay, great. So, and there's a link to that on what stephendemico.com. Is there a Global Awakening in Action.com or
Not
something
yet.
like that?
Not yet.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Stephen, thank you for doing this today. Lots of fun. Thank you for the book. I'm
Yeah,
really
you're
actually looking forward to reading
I
this.
hope you enjoy it.
I'm going to start tonight.
Thank you.
So, Stephen D'Amico, Global Awakening.